Welcome back, everyone, to Outworld Platinum walkthrough. In the last episode, we have completed the Purifier parallel quest for the Holy Mission. We have unfortunately failed Blood Under the Sun for the Heroic Kingdom. Now, can't be helped. We have completed Doubts and Secrets, and we have acquired the spiritual communion from the man himself. We also got our hands on the Sunfall Axe during Truth and Purpose, and we were about to talk to Oliel about our findings on the stone tablet. Now, what happened while recording this episode? I forgot to record like a moron. So I'm going to run you through all the things that have transpired, because right now, unfortunately, I have Truth and Purpose completed already. So, we have been about to talk to Oliel, and the tablet spoke the following. Elatt must be stopped. People turn from our teachings, believing in the power of mankind over the 5 winds that have guided us since before the first dawn. They elevate him above his mortal self. This folly must be brought to heel. Only we have the right to guide humanity, as the winds decree. We cannot stop Elatt in the physical realm. He is too strong and too well guarded. The High Priestess has woven a spell that will deal with him from a distance, something he cannot defend against. A divine lesson that no mortal can be greater than the winds that blow within us all. We will force his inside wind to turn against him and put his spirit at war with itself. It will be a scourge against his entire being, as his spiritual agony fills him with corruption that will utterly consume him. To forcibly twist someone's self in such a way will require an incredible amount of mana. We will need to divert the entirety of Apresar's ley line into the focal point of this spell. With the very essence of Ori fueling the spell, I foresee only success. He will either die immediately from such corruption, or he will be turned into a mad, monstrous beast that all will rally to destroy. May the wind of fury guide our effort, so that none forget that no human should be considered more than mere flesh at the mercy of the winds of Ori. Then Oliel said, I don't understand. The scourge destroyed so much of Ori. It was supposed to kill only Elatt. Then how come it didn't? How come it caused the very ground around him to explode and give birth to the scourge beasts, and ascended Elatt to godhood? Elatt, did he cause this calamity on purpose? Did the spell fail? Is Elatt himself part of the scourge? What happened? I wish I could just ask him. We answered, then why don't we? He wanted to hear what we discovered either way. Oliel said, yes, I think we should. I think we have enough to question him about. I'm going to his altar in the temple. In the temple, we have communed with Elatt, and he started the conversation with, I sense great urgency in your hearts. Speak. What is your need? Oliel answered, Elatt, what are you? The Cabal of Winds used the spell to kill you, designed to fill your spirit with corruption and turn it against you, and yet you live. On as a god, and the scourge struck Ori instead. Are you really the man that was struck by that spell? Elatt responds, so things are finally made clear to me. The Cabal of Winds was fearful. As I read your mind, I feel the sorrow that pushed the Cabal to slay me with such a powerful ritual. We interjected with, wait, you didn't know? Elatt replies, I know that the Cabal of Winds tried to kill me. I suspected why, but I did not know their method. So they used the strength of a ley line to twist Aurai's mana into a weapon to turn my spirit against itself. This is the last piece of the puzzle I was missing. All I knew was that as I traveled through the place we now call the Gates of Catharsis, I was struck with great pain. I withdrew into myself, felt myself be consumed from within by my own spirit. I meditated and stood my ground against the spell, believing that I could unite myself again. I refused to die. My mind expanded and escaped its mortal shell and was turned into what I am now, living thought. My body, however, it was truly and utterly destroyed, and from it burst a flood of corruption that devastated the land around me. All manner of plants and animals were bathed in that corruption, and they became twisted monsters, the scourge beasts, imbued with one single purpose, my death. But I could no longer die, so they rampaged against all life, desperate to accomplish their purpose. If I had known that by surviving their spell I would have unleashed such horror on Aurai, then I would have gladly chosen death. But now, knowing what they did, it helps me to understand why I am what I have become, why I feel like I am part of Aurai itself now. So the key to divinity is unbreakable will in the face of death, fueled by an incredible source of mana. To resist the very end of your spirit and to transcend oblivion. I wonder. We should try not to let this knowledge spread too far too quickly. It would rock the very foundations of Aurai. Knowledge this dangerous should be revealed very carefully. Oliel finally says, I understand. I'm sorry I doubted you, Elatt. I shouldn't have questioned your motives. Elatt responds, do not be sorry. Only from doubt and questions can we learn, and only from learning can we reach understanding. Thank you for unearthing this truth. Now, there is something you must put to rest, Oliel. The priests with whom you shared your doubts are gathering in a lotus in the swamp. Sorian seeks them. I sense danger. You should hurry to find them. Help them to understand, as you have. Oliet complies. I'll find them, Elatt. I set them straight again. We have then moved to the lotus in the swamp, which is the area I'm going to show you right now. It's very easy. You can't miss it really when you know kind of where you're going, but I'll show you anyway. And this part of the quest is where we have done some shenanigans, or rather I have done, because you couldn't follow along. I'm just retracing my steps right now. So we ran over the stone bridge. And very close to this first lantern on this small island here after the bridge, we're going to take a left. Up here, past these small broken down walls, further up, and in here we have the Hollowed Lotus. We are going to step inside and we were faced by 3 rebels standing over here. We had Oliel over here and Soriran over here. Before I started talking to anyone, I quit the game and I uploaded my save file. Important for this one is that you have the auto upload disabled, so it doesn't automatically overwrite what's in your cloud, or on your USB drive, depending on what you're playing on. So you upload the save file, you talk to the priests, and you choose dialogue option number 3 every time in order to provoke a fight. And after the fight, Oliel was going to leave the holy mission, and she gave you her beautiful, beautiful sword, which I have on me right now. Radiant Wolf Sword. This will be our main weapon for especially the Caldera region, but I think I'm going to keep using it from now on. After that was done, I gave my equipment to Stockpile Thomas. So everything I have looted in here went to Stockpile Thomas. Then I quit the game again. I downloaded the save file from the cloud, where I hadn't talked to the priests yet. And then I proceeded to progress the quest. So the dialogue options here were very, very important. So I'm going to reiterate what you have to choose. In order to receive a peaceful outcome with them, you have to, the first option must be answer number 1. For the second option, so option number 1, the Scourge spell was designed to blah blah blah. The second option, remember Elatt was human, and so on. And the third and final option is number 2 again. He may be a god, but his powers are not unlimited. With that, you convince the priests to reconsider their standing and go back to the holy mission. From Oliel, you will receive acceptance. Increase your cold and hot weather defense by 8. And I think from Elatt, after completing this, you know it's the Cardinal or Elatt. They give you Sanctified protection. Yeah, pretty sure that's from Elatt. Increases physical protection by 2, which is awesome. Makes us a lot more beefy. Yeah, and like I said, the Radiant Wolf Sword. I'm very, very sorry that I messed up the recording. I hope you were able to follow my instructions right now. If not, feel free to come back at me at the comment section. If there are any questions, I'll gladly help you out. I will answer them as soon as possible, I promise. Yeah, won't happen again, I hope. Okay, but as you may have seen, Truth and Purpose is done. We have Hallowed Peacemaker on the horizon, which will be the final mission for the Holy Mission. That's nothing new, nothing crazy. And I also turned off the music for this, so you can hear my voice more clearly, because there was a lot of talking. And we are now going to do some inventory management. I'm going to check if I have all the key pieces for my final build ready yet. And if not, I'm going to work on doing that. But we head back to Monsoon. We will check our equipment, see if we have any food we need to cook up, if we're running short on potions. But I think we should look pretty good. So I'm going to set up camp at my usual favorite spot, close to the water over here where you can see my tent. And I will see you right back when I have sorted out my inventory. Okay. So I have sorted pretty much everything out, I think. I'm going to run you through the build I want to use. So we focus on the Radiant Wolf Sword, of course, because of the lightning damage. We are also focusing on the Frozen Chakram, because the Frozen Chakram inflicts elemental vulnerability, which increases the lightning damage we dish out. The Frozen Sar Chakram is here as a little throwback to the past. Also, it does high impact and high physical damage in case we may need it. But yeah, I'm probably going to bench this one. The cannon pistol will go to the storage too. It has served its purpose. We no longer need it. We have the Chimera pistol because it also inflicts elemental vulnerability. We have 2 obsidian pistols in case we need to set enemies on fire. We are using the runic helm for now because we have order and discipline for more lightning damage. The silver armor has 25 bonus damage to lightning. As you can see, it's already displayed here, but as a reminder, we have Spirit of Monsoon on this one. For the boots, you can choose either the silver boots with flux or the palladium boots with Elatt Sanctity. It's pretty dependent on what you're going for. I usually like to be a little bit more tanky, but the palladium boots are quite heavy. So the silver boots for now. I also plan on infusing the candleplate boots. They are basically an upgrade to the palladium boots. I want to put flux on this. I think it's flux. I'm going to look it up again, but I'm pretty sure it's flux. So why are we doing all this? Because we want to buff our weapon, the Radiant Wolf Sword. Wait, anything else? Yeah, I want to use the Purity Potion to get rid of my corruption right now. Okay, I also have to craft some things. By that I mean one thing, which is the incense for flux. I also put the Wit of Tribal Favor in my inventory. We have gathered that on one of our previous runs. It will be handy for the quest to come. And also we also got our hands on the Palace Passage Key. This is merely to save some time, to make it a little bit quicker. And also I have changed from scrap shot with iron scrap to the regular fire and reload with bullets. And why are we doing all this? Because we have adjusted our skills drastically. So we want to make use of the Sigil of Wind, because when you cast a Sigil of Wind like this, I mean it costs a lot of mana for us right now, you unlock a few more possibilities. So I like, before the fight starts, I like to cast the Sigil, equip a pistol, of course reload it, and as you can see, it now does a spark shot, which does more damage and more impact damage than the regular one. I also use the Spark, which is awesome, and Conjure or Lightning Storm. So basically, this little Sigil of Wind is where you want to lure your enemies once they are close, and you want to be at this location when you shoot, when you are at a distance. If we run out of mana or we are on cooldown, Brace is going to give us the discipline boon, which we need for our chakram skills. Or we have a discipline potion for that. Unfortunately, I don't have enough mana now to show off the arc, but the chakram skills deal a lot of impact damage, and they also apply the special effect that chakram may have. So with the chakram pierce you have just seen, it hits twice, and the chakram arc is, you can compare it to a shotgun. It creates an arc right in front of you with very short distance, but it shreds impact bars, so very, very high impact damage. It may not sound like much, or it may sound a little confusing, but it will make sense when I show you this thing in action. And also I have the Lightmender's backpack in case I run into a planned scuffle and I need to increase my lightning damage a little more. Then I'm just equipping this one, put in the potions I'm gonna need for the fight, and then I rock and roll. Yeah, that is basically the idea for the build. And in our final quest, Hallowed Peacemaker, we will acquire one more very essential piece of the puzzle to make us basically a walking god. But you will see when we get there. I will point it out, of course, because there is some shenanigans that we have to do in order to get the final puzzle piece and also to keep it. May sound confusing for now, but it'll become apparent once we are there. So, we want to craft. But why is the Pale Beauty not in here? We haven't done that yet. Okay, Pale Beauty, Dreamer's Root, twice, and the elemental particle Ether, Pale Beauty Incense. Awesome, we're gonna need that for our Candleplate Boots, for the Flux Infusion. Okay, so this is it for now, just a little showcase. I can't show it in battle right now, but I will, don't you worry. Okay, next we have to take care of Hallowed Peacemaker, and I will see you when the quest becomes active. Alright, so after resting in the plant tent to restore my hunger and my thirst, I was just realizing that I might as well end the episode here, so we can tackle the Hallowed Peacemaker without splitting it into pieces. At least we can start a fresh episode with it. I think that's more fun, more coherent. So I thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this one. It was a lot of talking. The next one will be a little more action-packed though. Wind be at your back, my friend. Yeah.